The mass deportation of undocumented immigrants will begin on day one of the Trump administration. The president-elect making the U.S.-Mexico border issue #1 during the presidential campaign. And now the incoming border czar, Tom Homan, has identified ground zero for those deportations to begin.
Yeah, he's talked about this at length. The start of deportations will, at least expected to start, close to home in Chicago. Homan was in Chicago this past week and announced the nation's largest deportation effort is actually going to start there.
Yeah, George Milley has covered the nation's immigration difficulties extensively. He joins us now with a look at Homan's plans. Hey, George.
Yeah, and the 63-year-old Homan is not mincing words. Appearing at Chicago's Northwest Side Republican holiday party this week, Homan said, quoting here, "Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks." This week, President Donald Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, threw down the gauntlet in Chicago. Homan saying he'd prosecute Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson if Johnson impedes the Trump administration's mass deportation plan.
I want you to run the biggest deportation operation this country's ever seen. Amen.
Last year, when WNDU went to the Chicago Lawn neighborhood for a first-hand look at the Windy City's immigration problems, we found a tent city directly in front of the 8th District Police Station. Less than 100 miles away, here in Michiana, we have a thriving agricultural economy in which migrant laborers often work. Indiana's 2nd District Congressman Rudy Yakum.
There are 1.4 million people in this country today illegally who have received a court order to leave the country.
It is unclear how those deportations will be conducted. Here at St. Adalbert's Catholic Church on South Bend's west side, the parish is largely Latino. The church serves as a welcoming home, a sanctuary to all, with or without documentation. Father Ryan Pietro Carlo wonders aloud how deportations will be conducted, and the immigrants he serves wonder too.
Do you have parishioners who come to you and say, "Father, I'm scared"?
Yes, yeah. I mean, quite a few parishioners, non-parishioners alike, you know. So, and so the key thing, so even from the very beginning, no matter what's going on, we want to make sure this is a safe place for everyone to come. They feel welcome here and feel comforted here, and that's my goal.
It's unclear what impact Indiana politics will have on how deportations are conducted here. Chicago, though, appears to be in the crosshairs of the incoming administration. NBC Chicago reporter Christian Farr has been covering the Windy City's immigration woes for nearly 20 years.
How much fear are you sensing in the community?
Oh, I mean, I've heard words like terrifying, concerning, you know, how am I going to protect my family? How am I going to protect my loved ones who may end up under this umbrella?
Now, migrants who've committed crimes while in the United States will be the first to be targeted, according to Homan, followed by legal migrants, including asylum seekers and those who entered the U.S. with humanitarian parole under the Biden administration. Homan said on Monday he would work on verifying the status of asylum seekers and arrest anyone who is found to be harboring criminal migrants. Obviously, in Chicago, this is setting up to be a confrontational thing.
Yeah.
It's very unclear right now, though, how it's going to play out in a red state, Indiana.
Yeah, and the departments that'll be involved in making it all happen, too. Keep us posted on that. George Mallet with the reporting. Thank you. By the way,